Am I the a-hole for wearing white to my wedding? I recently got married to the love of my life. Jay, we had a perfect wedding. Except for one thing, my mother-in-law's freakout when she saw my dress. When we had gone dress shopping, I invited her, and I found my perfect dress. My husband's family has a tradition of always wearing blush dresses on their wedding day. They told me about this before, and I respectfully said I would wear whatever color dress my perfect dress was. Once I finally found it, it was white. Mill asked me to ask if they could alter it to make it blush, or to find a new dress if they couldn't. I said I would ask, but if they couldn't, then that was that. Long story short, they couldn't, and I showed up to my wedding in a white dress. All through the ceremony, mother-in-law was seething. During the reception, she pulled me aside and asked why my dress was white. I told her that I didn't want to find a new dress and they couldn't alter it. She said it was a tradition, and she was disappointed that I had broke it. Jay also said that he was disappointed when I walked down the aisle in a white dress. Was I the asshole for this? I could have just changed my dress. Am I the a-hole for not wearing a bra to my friend's wedding? I, 23 female, have small boobs. You can't tell if I'm wearing a bra or not in most tops, so when I can, I don't wear bras. I find them uncomfortable. My friend Kate, 25 female, is getting married and asked me to be a bridesmaid. I accepted, and then she texted me privately to ask if I could wear a bra for her wedding as she doesn't want me to flash someone. I tried explaining to her that the bridesmaid dress she had picked out had full sleeves, so you wouldn't be able to tell as the material is also very thick. Kate got really mad at me, and my sister said maybe I should just suck it up and wear a bra. I just find it to be a weird invasive question, as you literally can't tell if I had a bra on in the first place or not in that dress, and I'm sure no one over there is staring at my chest. Am I the a-hole for telling my in-laws it was on them to explain to their guests why there weren't any places for them at my wedding reception? I think the title has all the information. I married my husband last weekend after about a year of planning. The ceremony went off perfectly, even with kids in the church. The formal photos weren't delayed. No one got drunk and wrecked anything. No one insisted on bringing their emotional support goat. The only hitch was that my in-laws invited about 10 extra people without telling us. Not relatives or anything. Just friends of theirs we did not invite since we don't know them. I did not notice them at the ceremony, and it wasn't until the reception that there were issues. There was no seating for them. Our best man and groomsmen found a folding table and chairs for them to sit at. There was food. We went with the buffet. But since we sent the tables to eat by number and they didn't have a number, they were sent last after everything had been picked over. My in-laws were embarrassed that their friends were being treated that way. I very politely asked them what they expected when they invited people without telling the people planning and paying for the wedding. They said we needed to go apologize for their treatment. I said I would, but I would also explain that they had not actually been invited. If they wanted their guests told anything else, then they had to go explain. They are upset with me. My husband has my back 100%. I think I could have been more gracious, but I also think it should not have fallen on us to deal with it. Am I the a-hole for not allowing alcohol at my wedding? I, 25 female, am getting married May of next year. I'm currently planning the reception, and I have already secured a venue. I was having a discussion with my fiancé, 27 female, about possible food options, catering or cooking, what types of food, buffet style or served, etc. And my mother, 60 female, and one of my aunts, 56 female, were visiting. They threw in some thoughts and advice, as they've had weddings, which I really appreciate. The topic of drinking came up, and my aunt asked what kind of cocktails we'd be serving. I told her we wouldn't be serving alcohol at the wedding. She was shocked and asked what everyone was going to drink. I told her there would be water, sweet tea, lemonade, fruit punch, and soda available. My aunt said that having soda was a bad idea because it's so unhealthy, and so is sweet tea and overly sugary lemonade and fruit punch. I told her if was so concerned about sugar content she could stick with water, and we're planning on having plenty of fresh fruit she could add to it. We'd also have sweet tea for my diabetic family members, or they're welcome to request or bring a desirable alternative. She asked why alcohol couldn't be a request. I told her I simply didn't want to serve any at my wedding. My fiancé and I would be financially responsible for the purchase, and alcohol would frankly be out of our budget, and we would feel responsible for their actions. She asked if she and the other drinkers of the family could bring their own beer and said it really wouldn't be a party without one. I said no, again, because it's my wedding and fiancé and I would feel responsible for drunk guests. We also want to have a wedding that's fun and happy because everyone there loves each other and is happy to celebrate their family, our union. She said it was already a shame I wasn't getting married in a church and the least I could do was make up for it with a good reception. I told her if she can't go one evening without drinking, then maybe she's the one with a problem. At this point, my mom jumped in and told me I need to apologize. I said no. I don't appreciate how my aunt has spoken to me and she needs to leave. They ended up going, but then my aunt complained the next day on Facebook about my dry wedding and said she wasn't going to torture herself driving an hour and a half to my venue just to have a bad time. She also explained how the conversation went the day before and said I called her a drunk for being healthy. I've been getting a lot of messages, some supportive, some on the fence, and some very angry that I want to ruin a good reception by acting like it's the Prohibition era. I'm honestly confused here. Am I the asshole? Edit, my aunt's health comment wasn't about beer. It was about wine. She believes a glass a day is important for maintaining health, and she drinks at least one glass every single day. She's also hopped on the intermittent fasting trend, so I take her health advice with a grain of salt, especially since she probably meets the medical threshold for alcoholism. Also, another reason I don't want alcohol is because this is a specifically kid-friendly event. I want my little cousins and nieces, nephews, and my fiance's younger family members to be able to attend. I don't feel comfortable hosting an all-ages event with lots of alcohol and drunk adults present. A lot of my family members do not behave when they're drunk. Edit 2. For those saying I should make the dry part clear in advance, I planned on having the entire food and drink situation for the wedding figured out and announced 6 months before the date. I wasn't going to spring it on people last minute. Everyone was going to be informed and then further reminded on the save the dates and the invites. I'm also not anti-alcohol or something. I like drinking. There are just too many concerning factors and liabilities with allowing it at my wedding, including the incredibly expensive cost of providing the alcohol. Edit 3. To everyone suggesting a cash bar, that would invariably make this situation worse. My relatives expect me to provide alcohol for free. If I tell them they have to pay, they will complain more. One of my uncles was arrested last year because the price of his favorite brand of beer went up and he stole his next 12-pack because he deserved it after how much money he gave to that company. He still thinks the cops and the store were in the wrong. Edit 4. Very tired of people not reading or simply ignoring what I've already made clear and twisting my words. I've explained my case. Most of you agree with me. I am done responding to comments and explaining, answering questions. Am I the a-hole for refusing to attend my best friend's wedding? I 28 female am entangled in a wedding drama of epic proportions. My recently engaged best friend 29 female asked me to be her maid of honor, and words can't even describe how happy I was. We've been inseparable since kindergarten, and I was ready to make her big day unforgettable. I spent nearly $700 on her bachelorette party, buying cute outfits for everyone and renting a party bus with all-you-can-drink drinks. The other girls pitched in, but I'm the most financially stable, so the majority fell on me. I helped plan the wedding of her dreams, right down to contacting the vendors and setting dates when she was too busy. I made the save the date and invitation cards. What I'm trying to say is that I did a lot for her. And then, 2 weeks before the wedding, my best friend asked me to step down and said that her future sister-in-law would be taking the role of maid of honor. I was pissed, and we got into a huge argument over this where I, admittedly, said things I wasn't proud of. Since then, I've received texts from our friends, best friend's family, the groom's family, and even sister-in-law telling me that I'm a drama queen who needs to get over herself, and that it isn't about me. This has really gotten to me and I need to know, was I in the wrong? Edit, grammar mistakes. Edit 2. Thank you everyone who's been commenting and giving me advice. I'm going to wait a week to let emotions cool and then try and have a sit down with my friend to talk about this. I'll be logging off for now because I'm going to make a huge batch of cookies and watch some TV to relax. Edit 3. A small update and to answer some questions. I asked for $200 of the money back because $500 weigh a repayment from when she paid my rent in college for a month. I hadn't paid her back sooner because she requested I use it for her bachelorette. She's been dating her fiancé for 8 years and we're waiting to be more financially stable before getting married. On to the update. I called her this morning and asked to talk. She agreed and we set up a meeting on Thursday at a local coffee shop. I'm a bit concerned because she sounded really shy and nervous on the phone. Hopefully that goes well. And I can do an official update with happy news. Thank you so much for your advice and comments. Please leave your comments down below to any of today's stories. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.